and what will it take to heal them? To talk about that, we're joined by Tyson Barker, Program Director of the U.S. think tank, the Aspen Institute here in Berlin. Thanks for being with us this morning, Tyson. First off, why would Donald Trump, the president, not specifically identify and call out the KKK, extremist, white supremacists, when he has in the past, in fact, denounced David Duke, one of their leaders?
Well, he denounced David Duke very reluctantly, and it was only after Duke had endorsed him de facto, which he also did in Charlottesville over the weekend, where he said that this group needs to support Trump's agenda. You had people in that Nazi protest wearing Make America Great Again hats. I think that's something that we should note. But the truth is that these groups, these ethno-nationalists, these Nazis, KKK members, adherents, are part of his coalition. And as his support dwindles down to his core base, these people become increasingly important for his maintenance of power, because they are part of that coalition that got him elected.
Okay, he has been trying to reassure the mainstream of his base. He's been doing some damage control. The Vice President, Mike Pence, out there doing that for him, lining up behind the president, but there are divisions.
There are major divisions. I mean, the truth is the Republican Party, from John McCain to Lindsey Graham, all the way to Ted Cruz, have called this an act of terrorism. And they specifically condemned the KKK, these Nazis, and that group, which incited this violence. I mean, the act of this plowing into this crowded group of counter-protesters was done by those white nationalists, those white supremacists, and they condemned it under no uncertain terms. No moral equivalency like you saw from Donald Trump.
Okay, now the supremacist groups have distanced themselves from the individual who drove the car. They said that he's not part of the group. He's a lone assailant. He's has psychological problems. What do you make of that disclaimer from some of the organizers of the march?
I mean, the truth is that anytime you use rhetoric to incite violence, you create conditions in which violence can occur. And that's exactly what happened here. This is what happens with terrorism in general. You're talking about violent extremism. And when you have that in your rhetoric, then sometimes it manifests itself in action. That's why a president, in his role as leader of the United States and leader of the free world, should make an unequivocal statement condemning that act.
Do you think he will eventually? Or is, what's damage control going to look like in the days ahead?
The Trump White House and Trump himself has a kind of bunker mentality. I mean, he tends to dig in. It's possible that he will get around to that. He changed on David Duke. He changed on the Access Hollywood tapes, but only very reluctantly.
Okay, now Charlottesville is, of course, very important in the American consciousness. Can you tell our viewers something about why the city is so important to Americans?
It's one of the front lines. It's a college town in the state of Virginia. The University of Virginia is there. It was founded by Thomas Jefferson, one of the presidents, one of the writers of the Declaration of Independence. James Madison is from there, but it's also one of the kind of cradles of the Confederacy. I mean, many slave-holding plantations used to be located there, and there are a lot of monuments commemorating the Confederacy, the South, including this monument to Robert E. Lee, which was the inciting incident that started this controversy.
The protest, yeah.
Exactly. So this is really a front line. Charlottesville means so much to both sides of this protest.
Tyson Barker, Program Director at the Aspen Institute, thanks so very much for being with us.
Thank you.